please focus on what we are learning. So what I'm saying is that we have chosen cement industry, okay, and trying to analyze how the cement companies are doing in India. Similarly, you have to choose your own data set. Like you have to choose IT companies or FMCG companies or banking companies, whatever. There are so many industries, so you have to choose as a group and analyze the way how I have done. Okay, fine. So what I have chosen is I have chosen companies like Ultratech, Grasim, Ambuja. Can you see this thing first? So we have chosen Ultratech, which is the biggest cement company in India. Owned by whom? Who owns it? I mean, who owned? No, I'm talking about Ultratech. Aditya Birla Group. Okay. And then we have Grasim Industries, which is coming in the second, but Grasim Industries Ultratech is included part of the Grasim Industries. Okay. Fine. Then we have Ambuja Cements. Ambuja is owned by whom? Adani. Okay. Then we have chosen, Shri Cement, JK Cement, Dalmia Cement and ACC. So these are the 7 companies which I have chosen, which constitute about 50% of the cement market share. That means the companies we manufacture and sell, almost 50% of the production of India comes from these companies. Okay. So we are just trying to find out how these companies are doing. Now, one thing very important we noticed was that these companies are all growing at a very good pace compared to rest of the companies in India. If you look at the growth of these companies, then we find, like Ultratech is growing at 32.19% per annum. When I say growth, it means what? Growth in what? Just raise your hand. Growth in what? Growth in profits. Growth in earning per share. Now, earning per share is not equivalent to the returns. Return is how the share price is going up. Normally, the share price will mirror the change in the EPS, but not, in a linear fashion. Okay, but this is earning per share. Now, earning per share belongs to whom? Shareholders. So, for shareholders, the most important thing is the earning per share growing for the company. So, I am going to invest in that company whose EPS is growing. Now, if you look at all these companies, then you are raising a hand. You are going to ask something. Okay, so फिर बंद नीचे रखो ना. Don't give a wrong signal. Okay, so growth is 32%. Now, Grasim 68%, Ambuja 25%, Shri Cement 35%, JK 33%. Dalmia which is the company which is growing at the fastest rate out of this pack of 7, Dalmia, at 40%. Of course, if I forget Grasim, because Grasim is coming as an extra man here, which I am going to exclude later on, because Grasim is nothing but a clubbing of Ultratech, because Grasim owns more than 50% share of Ultratech, so Grasim includes Ultratech also. Fine. So that means Dalmia Cement is growing at 40%, and which is the least growing duplicate, which is the least company which is growing. सबसे least company कौन सी इसमें से growth में देखो? ACC. How much? 3.53%. Now, if you have to choose earning price per share growth as a criteria for investing in a company, okay. Now, of course, there are so many criteria for putting your hard-earned money into stocks, but this is one of the major one. Okay. So, which is the company which you going to choose? Number one, कौन सी कंपनी इसमें से चुनोगे? ग्रासिम छोड़ दो, किस कंपनी में पैसा लगाओगे इस ग्रोथ को देखते हुए? Which one? Dalmia. Dalmia is growing at 40%, isn't it? Fine. Okay, so you are going to put money in Dalmia because it is growing the fastest. Fine. So, of course, it is not that you are going to all the time put money just one number. You have to see at least 100 numbers or 10 numbers at least, and then make a decision. Okay, I'll give you all those numbers which you have to look before you plunge into that share. आपने कब invest करना है? I'll give you about 5 or 6 parameters which you look at, and then you are going to put your money in that company, and not otherwise. Is that okay? So now from where this growth is coming? How this growth is coming? ये growth कहाँ से आ रही है? Growth कहाँ से आ रही है? Growth नीचे के table से आ रही है. Like if you look at these numbers, Ultratech 2024, 2025, 2026 and 2027. That means we are talking about future growth. Right? How these companies are going to earn in future. Okay, so we have gone to a site and pick up the number from there. Okay, we have gone to a site and picked up from the number from there. So the Ultratech, the earning per share was 208 in 2024, which has already gone by, and now it is 2025 when it is 313. Then, so that means it is growing. Then it is 399 and then 474. So it's going at a good pace. The earning per share. Okay. Please focus. I'm going to ask you question because you have been missing. Okay. So इसी को देखते रहो, आपके सारे क्वेश्चन आपके पास ही आएंगे. So in the first year, what is the growth of the company? 313 minus 208 divided by 208, 50%. So that means in 2025, Ultratech has grown by 50% in terms of profits. Then in the next year it is 28%. Of course, 50% is a very high growth. You can't keep growing at that pace. Then 19%. So growth is tapering off a bit, isn't it? But 19% growth is also very good. Okay. All India growth for the current quarter has been close to about 8%. All the Indian companies have grown only by 8% in the first quarter. So this is going by 19% in 2027, which is in future. So it's a good number compared to what is happening currently. Okay. So this is analyst estimate. So that means overall, if we calculate, it comes to on an average 32%. It is like this. So which is basically, if I just show you the formula, that's good that you keep asking the questions. So, so it is like this, where basically it is this minus this upon 399. Is that okay? यानी अभी जो है अर्निंग पर शेयर कितना है 474 और उससे पहले साल में कितना था 399. So minus the 2 and divided by the base. So you'll have 19%. Is that okay? Is that good? Now here what I have done is, this is the average. This is the average. And then what I have done is, here I have removed, last column I have removed the percentage sign because I have to plug it in my sheet there. Okay, so I have to remove the plus percentage. Okay, so then if I go there like this, from where I have got this number, so go to Ultratech here. There is a sheet called Ultratech which I have just shared with you on along with the video plus on a WhatsApp group. Okay, so if you see, this is the earning per share forecast. This is coming from a site called Trading View, which I have also, you can just watch my videos. I have just given you a link there. Okay, fine. So here you can pick up the numbers. Okay, fine. Now if you notice here, what is happening, there is a down line at below, okay, which is showing some positives and some negatives. Okay, कुछ पॉजिटिव आ रहे हैं, कुछ नेगेटिव आ रहे हैं. इसका क्या मतलब है? आई हैव टोल्ड यू सो मेनी टाइम्स. आपको पता है या नहीं है? पता है या नहीं है? पता है. आपको पता है? It is trending, not linear, the growth. No. I am saying, what does this stand for? 13.9, 1.6, 6.2. ये आपको पता है? श्रुति, आपको पता है? पक्का? आपको पता है? From देहरादून. ओके, आपको पता है क्या है? ये पॉजिटिव साइन क्या है? पता है तो बता दो. पॉजिटिव साइन क्या है ये बता दो, एक लाइन बता दो. ओके, कौन बताएगा? हाउ इज टेलिंग? अभी तो आप जब में पैदा हुए हो. हाँ, इट इज व्हाट?
कितने से उसने एस्टिमेटेड बीट करा, डेविएशन कितना है.
हाँ, इतना लिखा होगा. देखो, ये तो आज पहली दफा आया है. गुड. सो यू बिकम ओरिजिनल नाउ. So basically, there is an estimate. Who gives the estimate? The analyst. Somebody is projecting the earning per share of the company. Who? There is like Morgan Stanley, I mean ICS Securities. There are so many companies who are actually giving you how the company is going to grow. ये नहीं है मतलब आप बाहर चले जाओगे आप. हाँ. कॉल बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंट थी, अभी आए इधर थे. So 13.91%. So that means, so there would be some positive surprises, some negative surprises. You know, whenever the company does well compared to what the analysts were expecting, or we say what the street were expecting. You know, analysts को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Street. क्या बोलते हैं? So street was expecting a profit of earning per share of 213, whereas the company has beaten the street. Okay? If you follow the business channels, they say their company has beaten the estimates of the street. They have done better than what the street was expecting. That means what the analysts were expecting. So street stands for what? Analysts को हम street बोल दे रहे हैं in a slang language, in business language. Okay? Street means कि बाकी लोग क्या सोच रहे थे. तो बाकी मतलब जो लोग एनालिस्ट हैं, तो एनालिस्ट कह रहे थे कि ये प्रॉफिट कितना कमाएगी, इतना. बट देखो अभी क्या है, पिछले 3 ईयर से नेगेटिव आ रहा है. ओके, बट 1% तो ठीक है क्योंकि somebody is analyzing. ओके, नाउ एनालिसिस कैन ऑलवेज गो रॉन्ग कंपेयर टू इन एक्चुअल, और 1% ऊपर नीचे हो जाए तो मैटर नहीं करता. सो दीज टू नंबर्स, बट दिस नंबर इज अ बिग नंबर, 6% नेगेटिव सरप्राइज. सो दैट मीन्स the street was saying the company is going to grow much higher, say at 208, 221, but they reported 208 because here it was 244. So the street had said they will go by 221 in 247 in 208. So they said 221. पिछले वाले में 247 था. So they were downgraded it, but they actually reported well below the previous number. Fine. So there is some story here. Is it okay? Is it okay? So these are earning per share reported by the company against, and we are analyzing them against the street or the analyst. So we say the company is okay. Company is just doing, but in the last year it has underperformed compared to the street. Okay, fine. If the company underperforms compared to the street most of the time, like many companies are doing like that, so those companies shares price will not go up, so people are going to sell them. Okay, now let's come to again. So this is Ultratech. So I'm just going to take you to a chart also. So this is a 1-year chart, price chart of the company. Okay, fine. So what's happening? It's almost like a range bound, but then in the last couple of months, the share price has broken the range. It has gone up. Okay, so because the share price is not going to go, all the time up and up, and it will, hover between up and down, isn't it? ऊपर नीचे जाएगी. तो but the trajectory क्या है, ये ऊपर जा रही है, but it has here it was range bound, then it started going up from here. Okay, but if you look at the chart, this is 1-year chart. Okay, but if you look out for the maximum chart, so we find here what is happening on a long term basis. We are finding the Ultratech is growing. Even in the 1 year it has gone up, but not at a galloping pace. But if you look the for the history, right from the beginning, almost like 10-year, 15-year chart, we find Ultratech is growing all the time. Are you going to put your money in such kind of a company or not? Yes, because the company has a long-term good future. So there is a long-term story. Okay, and the long-term story is still intact. We always say the long-term bullish trend is still intact. Sometimes there is a long-term bullish trend is broken. Okay. So when it is broken, we'll understand that. So what we do here, we come back to the 1-year chart, okay, or come back to a 3-year chart. So if you look at a 3-year chart, it is growing. Okay, पिछले 3 साल में भी अच्छा growth दिख रहा है आपको. It's not range bound, it is growing. Okay. Now what we do is we add 2 more. First we add of 200-day moving average to it, to the chart. है अब हमने क्या करा, 200 दिन का एक्सपोनेंशियल मूविंग एवरेज, sorry, daily, it's not exponential, it's a moving average, simple moving average. I don't know whether it's exponential or simple, but it's a moving average. So this is the moving average, 200 दिन का moving average है ये. Please focus here. This is what? This line is represent what? This line represent what? क्या है ये 200, ये कौन से दिन की moving average है? अच्छा ये देख लो. The line is 200-day moving average. The line is what? 200. It's a long-term moving average. Do you understand what is moving average? Anybody who doesn't understand at all? ये 200 दिन का moving average है, यानी कि 200 दिन का 200 days prices divided by 200, and then we have plotted a chart. So a 200-day moving average will always be slower than the actual price chart. जो actual price chart है वो तेज होगा और 200-day moving average थोड़ा सुस्त होगा. So it's a lag indicator. It's a lag indicator. It tells you something when the thing has already happened. Okay, but it filters out the noise and gives you a smooth trend. ये जो डेली की मूवमेंट हो रही है उसको फिल्टर आउट करके एक बताती है कि क्या चल रहा है. So the 200-day moving average is also going up. Price is also moving up. Is that okay? Now, if the price is above the 200-day moving average, then we say the trend is bullish. The first thing you must see is whether the company is doing, price is performing better than 200-day moving average or not. If the price falls below 200-day moving average, we say the company has broken its major support level. अगर जिस दिन ये 200 दिन का लेवल तोड़ देगी और नीचे चली जाएगी, the trend will become, a long-term trend will become bearish. So it has happened twice during the journey, very recently. पिछले कुछ ही दिनों में 2 बार इसने 200 दिन का मूविंग एवरेज को ब्रेक करा है. बट बिफोर वी मेक अ कंफर्म्ड दिस थिंग, it has to convincingly break the 200-day moving average. So it has not convincingly broken the moving average, but then again bounce back, okay? फिर ये bounce back कर गया. तो कभी कभी 200 दिन की टूट जाती है, but then the 200-day moving average becomes a strong support level, okay? While the market is going up, the stock price is going up, it will act as a support. But once it is broken convincingly, it becomes a resistance. क्योंकि आगे जाके 200 दिन को के ऊपर निकलना बड़ा मुश्किल हो जाता है स्टॉक का, क्योंकि इसने क्या हुआ, थोड़ा सा गया और फिर ये ऊपर हो गया. Okay, now if you look at, you know, this day the volume was also very high. So that means with a great volume, the stock price has gone up, but this could not last long and it has broken and gone past 200-day moving. So 200-day moving average has acted as a strong support, okay, in this case. Sometimes it can act as a strong resistance also, when it will not be able to pierce this line and it will fall. यहाँ जाएगा और नीचे गिर जाएगा, क्योंकि 200 दिन को क्रॉस करना मुश्किल हो जाता है. तब क्या बोलेंगे, क्या है वो, सपोर्ट और रेजिस्टेंस? रेजिस्टेंस. When it always remains above it and then, you know, flirts with the 200-day moving average and goes up, then it becomes a support. Is that okay? जब वो नीचे गिरती है और फिर 200 दिन को छू के ऊपर निकल जाती है, तो we say 200 moving average a major support line, and किसी भी शेयर का 200 दिन का moving average is always a major support level. Is that okay?
So why not 256?
हाँ जी.
Why not 256?
256 means?
मतलब
256 moving average है.
Trading considering all.
हाँ, वो देखो ऐसा होता है कि now moving averages can be 100-day, 200-day, 50-day, 300-day, 400-day, whatever. But over the time, you know, most of the people have gravitated to 200-day moving as a long-term support. Of course, these are not Bible. These are not very sacrosanct, okay? But 200 is considered as a strong. No, we can always say, why not 300? Why not 250? We can have so many questions, but 200 is, over the time, many analysts always feel that 200 is a strong support. Is that okay? Is a good line to measure. Agar price is above 200-day moving average, is it good or bad? Good. That means stock price is going up. Now, if I make a short-term moving average also, 50 दिन का, अब मैंने क्या करा 50-day moving average भी लगा लिया. Now, 50-day moving average is a faster moving average, faster line compared to 200-day moving average. तो एक फास्टर मूविंग एवरेज है, एक स्लोअर मूविंग एवरेज है, क्योंकि 50 दिन का जो स्टॉक प्राइस के नज़दीक होगा, है ना. 50-day मूविंग एवरेज विल बी वेरी क्लोज टू द प्राइस. 200-day प्राइस विल बी वेरी away from the price because that is 200-day and this is only 50-day. Similarly, if I take 10-day moving average, it will be closer to the price line, price chart. If I say 1 day, 2 day, then it will be very close to the price chart. To understand that, why it is closer. So a 50-day moving average is a slow or fast? Fast. 200 is a slow. Now here, the 50-day moving average is above the 200-day moving average. Okay, fine. And that should be the case in case if the stock is going up. If the stock is bullish, then the 50-day has to be above the 200-day moving average. अगर वो ऊपर है तो safe है. अगर मेरा पैसा लगा हुआ है तो I am going to sleep better in the night. That 50-day moving average is above 200. So I have a good sleep in the night if I have invested my money. Okay. Now the third thing is the stock should be also above the two moving averages, the 50-day and 200-day. अगर ये हो गया तो शांति है, मैं आराम से 12 घंटे सोऊंगा रात को, 8 घंटे तो मुझे सुबह नींद नहीं होगी, मेरे को मेरा स्टॉक अच्छा चल रहा है. आई पुट ऑल माई मनी इन अल्ट्राटेक एंड अल्ट्राटेक stock is, it has gone down here a little bit, okay, touched the 50-day, but then the 50-day gave it back. So it acted as a support and it crossed over. यहाँ पर, here it has, touched the 200-day, but then it fell down below 50, but then again bounced back because the long-term trend supported. Okay, is that okay? Fine. So what you have to do is, now in your analysis, you have to make a snapshot of it and add it to your file here. ये लगा दिया मैंने फाइल में, आपकी फाइल में, आपकी जो प्रोजेक्ट फाइल होगी उसमें ये लग जाएगा. एंड देन यू हैव टू से समथिंग. ओके, कहाँ कहेंगे आप? वापस जाएंगे सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री में और अल्ट्राटेक में. जस्ट रीड दिस व्हाट आई हैव रिटन. ट्रेंड बुलिश with recent healthy pullback. So that means the stock has pulled back from 200-day, 50-day. It has gone up. Trend is bullish. Is that okay? So from where you will get this line? Of course, by reading the lines, or you put this chart in a chat GPT and say analyze and tell me. उसको पढ़ो, उसमें जो आपको अच्छी लाइन लगे वो डाल दो यहाँ पर. Okay, fine. But that is to understand. First understand, develop the understanding, and then you can read whatever the chat GPT is saying, you can understand it well. So first, master it. Otherwise, chat GPT will say something wrong and you are going to put that. Without knowing that chat GPT has not done a good job. Okay? कभी कभी वो आपको गोली भी दे देता है. तो आपको पकड़ना है उसको कि कहाँ वो सही बोल रहा है, कहाँ नहीं बोल रहा. Is that okay? Is it clear? Now, going back to this thing. Okay, so what we have done is we have done now ROCE and ROE. This is called the return on equity and return on capital employed. So last time I explained this. So there are two parameters, return on equity and return on capital employed. Now the shareholders, what they look for, return on equity or return on capital employed? कौन सा उनके लिए सबसे ज़्यादा important है? Capital, return on equity. So how much is the return on equity? 9.29. Is it good or bad? अगर कहीं आप पैसा लगाओ और आपको 9% मिल जाए, आपको एफडी में कितना मिलता है? 7.5% मिल रहा है, 7% मिल रहा है. तो यहाँ तो सिर्फ आपको 2% ज़्यादा मिल रहा है. Not good. How much you should get? If you are putting in a stock market, you should get at least 15%, 12 to 15%. Fine. So if you look at this parameter, this is weak parameter of Ultratech. It's weak. It's what? Weak. So 9.29 is not suggesting a very good company, but only under one condition it can be considered as good. If the company has put a lot of money, it has put up a lot of factories, it has acquired it has spent a lot of capex, it has made a lot of investments to grow in the recent years. Okay. Now, when you put your money, will you start making money in the next year or next month only? No, it will take time because you are going to buy a machine, you are going to buy a new factory, and it will start giving you result after how many years? 1 or 2 years? Okay, or maybe 3 years. So, if the company has invested a lot of money in the last 1 or 2 years, then the return on equities are going to fall a bit for a while, and then because it is going to take time, it's a lag indicator. When you put an expense capex investment, it is going to take some time. The revenue will lag the capex. You put the capex and the revenue will go for after some time, and the profits will also make after some time. Fine. So, whenever you invest in a company, the company is going to invest money for the future. So, the ROE may drop a bit for the companies which are growing. So, to check that, now how do we know that that is happening or not in this company? So, go to balance sheet. So, how are you going to check that? Whether the company has put a lot of money in the recent capex. So, go to fixed assets. It is 55, 59, 62, 94. Just look at the number. So, what is happening? The company has put lot of money in this year from 60 to 94. Is that okay? And company has borrowed also a lot of money. Okay, fine. So, which means lot of money has gone as an investment. How much? Almost like 30,000 crores, and the company has not put that amount of money in the last few years, which means the ROE is bound to suffer. So, is this company still good? ROE is okay according to you? Why it is okay? Why it is okay, Yashika?
Because the company has invested in the capital expense.
The company has invested
In the following years.
When the ROE is good, if the company has made good recent investment, and it is going to take time to generate returns against those investments. So, company's ROE may fall a bit pause a bit, okay, fine. So, then what you have to do is basically to further analyze, go in the past and find how much was the ROE about 2 years back. It was around 15-16%, then you say I am confirmed. So, this you can do it, okay. How you can do is, either you can just look at the data yourself or plug this data in AI and say tell me how much ROE the company was earning, give me a trend of ROE in the last 5 years. So, it will give you the ROE trend, okay. It will tell you the ROE has fallen just now, otherwise the ROE is 15%, okay. Put this data into the chat GPT and tell that what was the Ultratech, or go to the annual report and there it is given there. Annual report में पिछला data दिया हुआ सारा, okay. So, you have to make some research and find that whatever I am talking or whatever I am thinking is correct or not, okay. ठीक? Now, we come back. So, I am not going and checking that at the moment. So, please do that, okay.